Good day, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. We're back. I'm still broadcasting to you live and direct from my pantry/office. Rob, you're looks like you're still in the living room there.
Still in the Lego estate, and I think we need to talk about the Grumpy Old Gamer tag because I feel like you're kind of leading people astray. Because
yeah, that is true. Yeah.
A grumpy old gamer, someone from say the Boomer generation, would not eat what you ate for. Why don't you tell the people what you had for breakfast this morning, Ryan?
I'm not ashamed to. I had avocado on toast, Rob. Avocado on toast. Because
I can't even talk to you
delicious.
Right now.
It is. I don't care if it's a whole, sticking point. I love it. It's good stuff.
It's right. Well, why don't you get in your Uber and anyway, sorry.
I'll get
let's carry on. We'll carry on with the story here.
I'm gonna head to your house in my Uber.
All right. It was a busy week, Mr. Cashmere.
It absolutely was. But before we get into news here, just wanted to thank everybody who watched and sent us some well wishes and said some good things. We're doing this to have fun. We're having a lot of fun doing it. I think we're gonna have a better show today. We've calmed the heck down, and that was because we were a little wired last week.
Just a little bit wired, a little less heroin this time.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well,
just a little.
You can speak for yourself. All right. Should we get on into some news here?
Sounds good, sir.
Honestly, I think the biggest news from this week was Nintendo dropped another Direct on us on Wednesday. There was a lot, as always, in one of their big Directs. I got some notes here. So yeah, they they announced Overwatch, which is huge. That's going to be huge on the Switch, I think. It's disappointing that it got leaked, leaked the previous week. And it's funny how I can't even imagine coordinating something like this and trying to keep it secret. But the thing that kind of broke the leak was there was a Overwatch case for the Switch in Overwatch colors that got posted.
Yep.
And it just, and before Blizzard announced Diablo 3, the same thing happened. It was a Diablo 3 case for the Switch, and that kind of gave it away. Some of the titles, they showed some more of Luigi's Mansion, which
looks pretty good.
I can't wait to play that. They announced Super Kirby Clash. They say it's a free to start, so I imagine that means that there's lots of you start shelling the money out once you get in there.
That's right. You can have the first hit free.
Yeah, you can play as this one obscure character, but if you want to play as Kirby or any of the actual known characters, that's where you got to start dishing out some money.
Nintendo.
They announced Banjo-Kazooie as the fourth in the DLC pack for the old Smash Brothers there. And they also announced Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury.
Yeah, a little Neo Geo love.
Yeah.
Good old Fatal Fury there.
I've meant to look into it. I mean, Nintendo seems to have some sort of good relationship with Neo Geo. I mean, they were some of the first games that showed up on their store, on the Switch store, were Neo Geo ports.
Yep, absolutely. They've got they seem to have a good working relationship with just about everyone. Should be seeing the Doom Soldier here. Doom Guy will be the next DLC character. You just write it down, everybody. It's going to be Doom Guy.
That's
based on nothing at all, other than the fact I haven't had my coffee yet. It's
one that I know you've been anxiously awaiting was announced. Farming Simulator 20. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
You call me out on my toast, on my avocado toast. I call you out on Farming Simulator.
It's right. There is no shame in that. It's good, honest work, Mr. Cashmere. It's good, honest, simulated work. I get to use my $1,500 simulated farm rig and for the computer here. Wear my cap, and I mean, I don't have a job right now, so I got lots of time to watch grain grow.
Are you able to pan your camera and show them your little tractor that you sit on while you play, or?
No, because I'm using an old Logitech first generation webcam. It's actually soldered to my monitor, so I can't do it. It's
fair enough. We should work on that for next week. We should promise.
It's still good. I don't need to do anything. That's fine. Let's just carry on.
They announced a ton of games. I'm not going to go through them all here. You can actually check out our write-up on the webpage. We got all the dates and release dates of all the kind of third-party games that are coming out. I do want to just mention, though, they talked a little more about Pokemon Sword and Shield. I play Pokemon Go. That's been my first and probably going to be my last foray into the Pokemon world.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you felt about that, because I'm not a Pokemon kind of guy.
No,
but, I know
I've honestly, I've never played any of the other stuff.
Okay.
But they, some things they pointed out though, which that there's going to be lots of outfits you can get.
That's good.
In the new Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's not just pants and shirt. No, they got gloves and socks and shoes. The other thing that gave me a kind of that they highlighted was you get a Poke Camp apparently where you do all your pokeing from. And,
but do they have loot crates? That's what the people want to know. Are they going to have loot crates?
That's what Pokeballs are. They're
full of loot. Yeah.
Nintendo's code name for loot crates. There's a whole curry on rice simulator with apparently over 100 recipes that you can unlock.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy for the people who are looking forward to it. Yeah. I mean, it's a big franchise.
I'm not making fun. If there's someone on the outside looking in, because I know there's a lot of love out there for that.
Speaking of that Deadly Premonition, did you ever partake in the original? I'm hearing a lot of buzz about the original being one of those games so bad it's good.
Okay.
Watching a few YouTubers play through it, it's it's a strange one. If you ever find it cheap somewhere, and I guess on the Switch you can pick it up first, it's kind of like Eraserhead the game. It looks like it's a little weird. Interesting choice to go with the 2. A lot of people are very happy about it. Kind of depending how the pricing is, it might be a little bit of a sleeper hit.
Is 2 out, like for other system? Or is it going to be a Switch?
Oh, that's a good question. It's your turn to do that to me this week. I believe it's a Switch exclusive, at least for the first little bit.
Okay.
Did he announce a game will be original on the Switch? Okay, yeah. It doesn't say, but the original was launched. That Deadly Premonition Origins was launched on Switch, and they announced it in the Nintendo Direct. So,
okay,
I'm going to go with maybe and hope that our viewers are going to forget by the time it actually comes out and can't call us on it.
Good call.
Yeah. How about Animal Crossing? Is that something that? What did you think of the Animal Crossing news? Yeah.
I came across a copy. And I mean, I like simulator games. I've been known to put some time into them, but I came across a copy of it on the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
2 years ago or so, and yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. I didn't find it very engaging.
Fair enough. Another one of those games that a lot of people are super excited for, but yeah. You were also excited about Obra Dinn. I remember you were you were messaging that.
Yeah, I've actually hovered over nearly buying that on my PC to play, because after reading a bunch of reviews and watching some playthroughs, I really like puzzle games like this, and just the way this game you unlock the puzzles in it, and like you're trying to solve the mystery. It looks amazing,
Hmm.
and I'll just hold out now and just pick it up on the Switch when it comes out.
Everything's better on the Switch, even if it's not the best way to play it. It's just the most convenient way to play it.
That's what it really boils down to, right?
You bet. You bet.
Um,
Just
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just had one more thing, and I'll let you take the other news that we were both so excited about from this Nintendo Direct.
Sounds good.
Tetris 99. They did the version 2.0 launch, and
Right on.
they introduced this Invictus mode, which is basically like the best of the best mode. Like you have to actually rank your way up into being able to play it. They also introduced daily missions. And doing the daily missions, you get tickets that you can buy, themes and icons for playing.
Yeah. Okay.
They also introduced two-play share battles. So if you and I wanted to get into a game, we could both be playing at the same time. And they also announced local arena, up to 8 players. You can play on the old Switch there.
Well, that's pretty exciting. That's I was waiting for some sort of a local option for that, because that's lots of Tetris World memories. Just a bunch of people around the old Xbox, and so it sounds good.
I know I've invited you numerous times, but you just can't get over that fear of them somehow being able to figure out how to teabag you.
It's
in a Tetris online world.
I'm just not a big online fan. It's there's a lot of young people out there with a lot of quick reflexes, and yes, that is the running joke. Is that so? Why I wouldn't play Splatoon online for the longest time, because I know somehow they will figure out how to teabag me, and it's my fragile ego can't handle it. So
fair enough.
Yep.
Do you want to take the last bit here, Rob?
Okay, so we're talking about the surprise release just came out a couple days ago. Then the Switch Ring. Is that what we're talking about now, or do you want me to take more about the Direct?
Yeah, the last big thing that they announced that we were both very excited for.
In the Switch Direct, I should have read the script a little bit better. Is it Mario and Sonic?
Okay. No. Maybe I was only excited about them adding the SNES games.
Might be. Oh, the SNES! Holy mackerel! Yes. I keep forgetting that was released. Yes, dropped during the Direct. Yes, that was very exciting. The list of titles, like just to kind of give a little bit of a backstory, that they announced that the SNES Online, they were launching 20 games for the Nintendo Switch, 20 SNES games, Super Nintendo games, and the list of titles were some weren't surprising. Some of them were a little more surprising, like the inclusion of that Puyo Puyo game was a little bit of a surprise. Good to see. I like the fact that they had a little bit different games because of than the SNES Classic, because everyone went and dropped a bunch of money on it. It would be a shame to have that be entirely made redundant by the Switch here now. Yeah, it was a good list. I mean, I was playing the crowd out of Pilot Wings and doing some Super Mario World. Stunt Race FX, I gave a try really briefly because, wow, it did not age well, but it was really revolutionary at the time. What games were you tackling with the new launch there?
I was trying to go through and try everything, but I didn't get through everything because I got stopped here and there. But Demon's Crest, I remember renting that a bunch of times, trying to get through it. I kind of learned my lesson with Star Fox on the SNES Mini there. That one's got some great nostalgia, but man, it's hard to play. It's so hard to play.
Definitely, definitely.
Put a little time into Yoshi's Island because I've bought it 2 other times already now, and I just, you know, I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna get through it this time because I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's gonna happen.
I'd forgotten personally just how much of Kirby's Woolly World was derived almost directly from that game. Just how beautiful it was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also, the only SNES game to use the FX2 chip.
Oh,
Was, they were going to do a few more, and then of course the Nintendo 64 came in and ruined everyone's hands. So they weren't able to
okay.
play the SNES games for a while until the years of dealing with that controller. That's a topic for another day. That's we won't get into that right now. But
They also just to finish off. Yeah, I tried a bit of Stunt Race FX too, and yeah, the polygonal games are very. They don't take to the up-resing very well, and
no.
I think some of the blurriness of our old 4x3 TVs there just really helped. Really helped make them. Now that they're so crystal clear, it just yeah.
Yeah. It's nostalgia's a little bit fuzzy, that's for sure. But I'm glad they've got it on there. The fact they launched 20 right off the bat, as opposed to
Yeah.
leaking out a couple at a time. So what's if there was a SNES game? I'm just going to put you on the spot here.
Mhm.
What's the next SNES game you'd like to see on there?
Oh man. I don't know. Like going by the release kind of games that they were releasing for the NES online store, it there's a lot of filler. It really felt like,
Yes. Yeah.
and they really seem to really delve into third party stuff away from Nintendo stuff with the NES online. So, but I mean, man, oh man. I mean, I'd love to see something like NBA Jam.
Absolutely.
NBA
Yeah.
Jam would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Chrono Trigger.
Yes, Chrono Trigger
Yeah, that
would be absolutely fantastic. That's yep. Hashtag Nintendo do it. That's hashtag Chrono Trigger, hashtag a couple of guys trying to sound very trendy, hashtag avocado toast.
Hashtag avocado toast. Just to round that out, though, I did put a lot of time into Pilot Wings.
Yes.
I got through the first few levels on there. It was Pilot Wings was one of the main reasons I picked up a 3DS right off the bat. Because it's finally a new Pilot Wings game. That and no, it was mainly Pilot Wings because I picked that up in the Street Fighter that came out at launch on the 3DS, and yeah, I played the crap out of that.
Okay, right on.
Also, I've put 7 hours into Super Metroid.
Right.
I was so happy when the SNES Mini came out. I was gonna get in there, and I bought a wireless controller for my SNES Mini, and I was gonna finish out Super Metroid again, and then just now it's sitting collecting dust. But I think since I pretty much play my Switch daily, I'll be able to hop in there and hopefully finish it up this time.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a fantastic classic game.
It is. Yeah, it's great, and it plays so well. Like on the Switch, I'm just super happy about it.
Good stuff.
Maybe the last thing I'll mention is they also announced, similar to when they launched the NES Online, that Nintendo's launching a SNES controller. They're only doing it in ones this time, where the NES one came in pairs, and the NES one, I don't know if anybody saw them. It was basically a NES controller, and across the top it had the bracket to slide it onto the sides of your Switch, and that's how you charged it. Which I thought was cool. I thought it looked cool, but this new SNES controller is gonna just be charged through USB. It's got a USB plug on the top.
Right on, right on.
So
Now,
I think if that's the case, I'm probably just gonna end up using this.
yes, that's where I was going to go with.
Yeah.
8-Bit Do kind of did it first, did it better. I'm glad they're doing this, and I'm glad the price point's a little reasonable, but
Yeah.
for almost the same amount, you can get that really nice looking 8-Bit Do controller with the analog sticks as well. And
yeah, I got the classic SF30, which is just a straight up SNES controller. But I mean, the advantage of this is, you can connect it to anything that takes a Bluetooth controller, including the Switch. This you don't need an adapter or anything to connect to the Switch. It'll pick it up and it works.
Right on. Yeah, be the way to do it.
Yeah. So, what have you been playing, Rob? I know we talked a lot about we've been playing on the SNES there, but you've been playing anything else?
Well, as per the Instagram post there, for our 3 followers, hi Mom. I found at a thrift store some of these extremely cheap, wonderful, and hopefully that's showing up forward and not backward. Rip off Chinese Game Boy games. I got that one there. And I got this one here with Speed Racer and all sorts of... So I don't know if, for someone who hasn't played a bunch of these, basically when it says 152 games, like in this case of the Advance one here, it's got 4 emulated DreamWorks games for the Advance SP, and then it's got 152 NES games on there.
Yeah.
Fully unlicensed. They're not remotely legal. There's no way. But when they have 152, there's actually 9.
Oh.
There's 9 games, like Asteroids, some Looney Tunes Game Boy game. And then what they do is every 9, they repeat the same 9, but with a different title. So it'll, instead of saying Looney Tunes, it'll say Bugs versus Daffy. And then
but it's
9
still
later,
the same game?
Exact same ROM. And then 9 later, it'll say Looney Tunes DX. And then after that, it'll say Looney Tunes 2000. And that's how they get away with that. And it is so wonderful. This cartridge weighs about half an ounce. Like if you dropped it wrong, it would just break apart into little bits. But I love it. I love finding them in the wild. And had to pick it up and play it. So yeah, I spent a lot more time than I would have liked to admit playing that.
Awesome.
Yeah. How about you? How did you? I imagine you were a little more productive with your time.
Game-wise this week, no, not really. I did take a chance on the game. I'm always scouring the store on the Switch and PS4 looking for deals, but this one game caught my eye. It was called Spoiler Alert, and the entire premise of this game is that you're playing a platformer that you've completed it. You actually, in the opening seconds of the game, you complete it, and then you start working backwards. And you work backwards from the end, so you're always going from right to left, and you hop on and like you come across bad guys that you've killed, so you hop on them again to bring them back to life, and there's coins you've collected in the level, so you yeah, so if there's a string of coins but you see one coin and then you see an outline of another, you can only grab the one that's the outline because that's one you collected previously. But if you collect a new one, you cause a time paradox, which is dying, and you have to complete the game again. I got there. So far there's 3 worlds in the game, and I got through the first 2 worlds in there's actually a time that tells you how much time you've spent on each world, and I got through world 3 because it's the last world and you're working backwards. I got through world 3 in 14 minutes, and that's all 30 levels in it. So each level, it runs about 10 to 15 seconds.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And then it also keeps track of how many times you got to go back. I mean, the platforming, you're always moving. I don't know what you call that, where your character is always moving. Like you don't control him, you just control his jumps.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So he's always moving. So sometimes you really time a jump because you gotta hit two guys and miss two other guys. So if you make that first jump a little too quick, then you won't bounce off of him to the next guy, and you'll have to try it a few times. Um, it really looks like though in this game, even like in total, I think 25 minutes I've put in and finished the first two worlds, and it really looks like the replay value comes from there are speed runs that you unlock once you finish all the levels, and if you don't complete it on the first try going through, you don't get gold. So it it um, it gives you gold, silver, and bronze ranking for the level. And so the replay value will probably be in going back if you're obsessed with gold, getting gold and everything. I'm not. I'm really just happy to be experiencing this. I read it, and I don't I don't blind buy games often, and this one was full price at $6.99, and I'm super happy I did. It like even if I even if I get like an hour's worth of play out of this game, it's been more than worth it just for the originality of it. Yeah.
Great. Good to hear. Yeah, sounds really good. And you've got the review of that up on the website, right?
I did write up a short little review there. It's got some embedded video if you wanted to actually see what it looked like. So
Right
yeah.
on. Great.
And
Great.
other than that, yeah, I'm still plugging away at Witcher 3. There's so much to do. Like the amount of quests in that game is just mind blowing. One little thing I'll mention though, little gripe. Twice now, I've run into issues where I'm working on the main quest line, and I can't finish the quest or move on, and it doesn't really guide you to let you know why. And so of course I looked it up because I'm like, is this bugging out? Is it? And um, it turns out the main quest is tied to some of the secondary quests, and if you don't finish those, it'll hold you up. But it doesn't give you any indication that that's what's happening.
Okay.
So I've kind of learned now, because it happened again. I reached a point where I couldn't hand in this quest, and like I was supposed to go talk to someone, and they wouldn't talk to me. So I was like, okay, is it bugging out or what's happening? But turns out I had to go complete some work in a secondary quest. So from now on, if that happens again, I'll just go and start working on secondary stuff and hope I can progress more.
Right on, right on. But overall, it's been a positive gaming experience.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. The combat is great. Yeah, the cutscenes are fun. The story is good. I mean, I feel like I've missed out on not a lot, but enough of stuff, because there is a lot of reference to the previous games, and this is the first Witcher I've touched. And that's probably more on me. I like getting the whole story when I'm playing these games. Yeah,
sounds good. Getting all that lore, getting the Witcher lore in.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Sounds good. I finally picked up on my front there. I picked up the Torchlight 2 for Switch after warming up with the Steam version there, and
nice.
Plays great. I'm not disappointed. It's been really easy to get into. It borrows heavily from Diablo 3, like I said, like even down to the way you play it on the Switch. It's but it looks fantastic. It plays with no issues because, like I said last week, you could play it on a toaster. And having a lot of fun with it. It's not a full price game. It's I'd recommend anyone picking it up if someone wants like to be able to do quick little hits of Diablo-like gaming. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm only a few hours in so far, so I can't lend too much to where it goes from there. But what I've played so far, it's been really good. So not an exciting update, but just a little bit of look in the life of what I'm playing, I guess. So more importantly, what's got you grumpy this week, Mr. Cashmere?
What doesn't have me grumpy this week, Rob? What doesn't have me grumpy? No, I will just a little grump this week. They announced Spyro. They announced the specs for Spyro coming to the Switch. And one of the requirements of the game is that after you buy the physical version, you still have to free up 6.2 gigs on your Switch to play it. And that also that makes me grumpy. Because I mean, the maximum size of a 32 of the Nintendo cartridge is 32 gigs, so that means that they've filled this cartridge up, and they gotta add at least 6.2 more, and that's minus any updates or whatever else you might need.
Did they not make a bigger size Nintendo, whatever they call it, like I get a cartridge, little SD card thing, like? Wasn't there plans to make a bigger one?
I think there was, but I think to keep production costs down.
Mm-hmm.
This actually came into play later life in the 3DS. There's this thing they're calling the Nintendo tax, and they were releasing games. The one that comes to memory, I think, is Resident Evil. One of the Resident Evil games they were releasing to the 3DS finally, and because they were going to use this larger cartridge, it was going to end up costing basically the same price to buy it on a portable system as it did to buy it brand new for, I guess, the PS3 or Xbox 360 at the time, because they had to put in the cost of this extra large cartridge in there, or card, or because it uses a very similar type of media. But have you seen the games in the store that they have the big white banner across the top of the? Okay.
Do they have some with the bigger cartridges then, or?
No. They still 32 gig is the only size they've gone with for now. Okay. They might go bigger later.
I guess because they'd have to pass on the cost of putting it on that cartridge to the gamer, or like they did with Spyro, I guess, just you buy the game and then you get your 6 gig, which wouldn't be such a problem if it had a hard drive, a bigger hard drive in it, right? And you don't have everything on an SD card that they're not typically super reliable on, and it's it's annoying, that's for sure.
But yeah, if you next time you're looking at Switch games in the store, like a physical copy, you'll find the boxes have a white banner across the top that says needs, like it words it that needs storage, extra storage space. I think Mega Man X, when those came out.
Yep.
But that's only because they put the first part on the disc and then the second part's a download code, right?
Yep. Oh, exactly. It's which is an interesting way to do it. I'm glad they include both, but it would have been nicer to see a second cartridge, or whatever you want to call that thing. I keep saying cartridge, little SD. What the Nintendo
memory
Switch?
Card.
The memory card. Yeah, you bet. Well, I think the solution for this, and I'm just going to try and find, is to go back to these beauties. I think this is what Nintendo Switch needs. I don't know if you can see that there.
Yes.
That is a PSP mini disc. This is the future right here.
It really is.
Put a whole movie on there. And you can't play it past 9 when your kids are sleeping because it sounds like a jet plane taking off. But
Yep.
It's got to be
Yep.
some nice step in the middle, right? Like everyone appreciates the Switch having the portability factor of it, but man, when you guys start filling up your hard drive on games you've bought physically, that's
Well, I
ridiculous.
so people were up and I read a couple negative things about that online. Then that triggered a memory. I went and double checked LA Noir on the Switch. If you buy the physical copy, it has a 14 gig additional download to be able to play the game. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what do you have you heard anything about The Witcher 3's requirements? Because that's got a lot of
Yeah. No, there hasn't been any announcement about that yet, but I guarantee it's going to need a lot of extra space.
yeah. Ah, well, what do you do? I guess it's the cost of having it on the Switch.
It's true to have the portability of it.
Yep,
It just means
true.
managing. I mean, it just means managing your SD card better.
You bet. You bet.
And I mean, I've got a 128 gig in mine, and I think I watched for one to go on sale. I think I paid 55 for it.
The price isn't bad. It's coming down. And
Yeah.
that's and the reliability of them's a lot better too.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine having your SD corrupt and then all of a sudden you've lost all your
Well,
yeah.
I went with a cheap one. I had a 32 gig in there initially,
Mm-hmm.
and that's exactly what happened to me. But luckily, game saves and everything are saved to the Switch internal storage, and I didn't lose those. But I did end up having to re-download like any of the downloads that I'd had before.
And if you subscribe to the Switch Online for $2 a month or whatever it is, they're stored on the at least for most of them.
Yeah.
Stored online as well. You can recover those because when my Switch
I'll
went
save,
haywire, I had the same thing. So
I'll save that for a grump for another day because for some reason they don't allow, or they didn't, I haven't checked recently, but they don't allow you to back up Splatoon 2.
yeah, it's certain games. They don't do it. Usually the online ones.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I figure people can hack Thors somehow.
Freaking millennials ruin everything for everyone. Teabagging people in the video games. It's called for.
Do you have a grump this week, Rob?
I do. It's kind of a grump, kind of a curiosity. I kind of alluded to it earlier when I totally didn't read the script and thought you were wanting me to talk about it now. Is that Switch Nintendo? They're launching this Fit thing, which fits in totally. See what I did there? With the fitness reviews I'm doing right now. But in typical Nintendo fashion, what the heck are they doing? It's it looks like a little rubber ring, and you attach. They haven't got a name for it yet, but they're going to be dropping some info on September 12th here, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm going to be watching, that's for sure. And they show people doing weird things with it, like holding it like this and lying on their back and kicking their feet in the air. And Nintendo just, they can't, I just want them to do something the way I understand they're unique and they're innovative. And I mean, sometimes that gives you the Wii Fit. Sometimes it gives you the Nintendo Labo right up there. And it's, I don't know, I really wish, like with a fitness thing, they just gone with something a little bit different. Like just, I mean, not a little bit different, but a little bit more normal. Like this thing looks like it's going to be a dumpster fire, and that excites me a little bit because I mean it's going to be great to talk about. But everyone looked at it, and it looked like a Saturday Night Live sketch. It looked like someone had made a fake ad, and we were all supposed to start laughing at it, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was Nintendo.
The only thing that seemed kind of legit from that teaser ad was there was looked like a neoprene pouch that someone was strapping to their leg.
Yeah. And then people doing yoga stretches and like, oh, it looked ridiculous. Which means I'm totally going to get one.
Yeah. I sense a fitness challenge in our future, Rob.
It is. I'm going to throw my back out and just for the amusement of people. And yeah, so that's
as long as there's video. I mean, that's
absolutely.
We got to get those clicks of of you hurting yourself.
That's right, for the amusement of others. That's
Mhm.
right. So yeah, it's going to be a dumpster fire. I just wish Nintendo would. They must know some people who they can ask. Just be like, hey, we've got this thing. What do you think? Just someone who they can talk to and be like, hey, no, don't do that.
No,
Don't
no.
don't do that. No, that's dumb.
Yeah, color me intrigued. I mean, when the Wii Fit first came out, I mean that thing, um, people went crazy for it,
It's true.
and I mean, I used it for a couple months. It was fun, like watching your, just always getting your results and seeing improvement, and so
Here's hoping. I'll get it either way. And
yeah, exactly.
yeah, you bet. But that's the only thing I could be remotely grumpy about this week. So
Well, if that's all, then it's been a good week.
it has been. It's been a good week.
Well, I think that's it, Rob. I think we can wrap this up.
Right on. Well, thank you everyone again for watching. If you've made it this far, we'll say it in the comments here, and Ryan will send you $5 as a thank you.
Yep.
With hashtag Ryan send me $5. And if you want to subscribe, we're going to be doing these once a week.
Yep.
There's like buttons, and if you want to literally send Ryan $5, he'll link his PayPal information.
No.
Or send me the $5. I don't have a job. I will take your money. I have no shame.
Okay, fair enough. I guess on that note, Rob, we'll remind everybody that we do have a website, thegrumpyoldgamers.com. Don't Google Grumpy Old Gamers. You got to put the in front of there, because there is another podcast out there. That's why we go under the naming our podcast separately from the Grumpy Old Gamers. And yeah, we have
not afford a lawsuit.
Yeah, we have a website, and on there you can get links to our Facebook page. What else we got on there? Twitter. We got Twitter on there yet? We got the tweets.
I don't think we have I think we set up a Twitter account, but we're scared of technology.
Okay. No Twitter. No Twitter.
We do have an Instagram.
Instagram. Yes,
yeah.
Instagram.
Just search the Grumpy Old Gamers. I think it'll be the first one that shows up. Ryan and I'll post thrift store finds and amusing things such as that.
Do like us on Facebook, the Grumpy Old Gamers on Facebook. We update a lot of news throughout the day on there. So if you want to keep current on gaming news, you can. That's the best place to do it. I think that's it.
That's it. Well, thank you, everyone, and have yourselves a great week.
And you know what, Rob? Get off my lawn.